afternoon, Miss Quisha Wint. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Welcome to Radoregent.
Thank you.
My name is Curtis Anthony. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you on Radoregent on the koolbreeze experience. Thanks for you coming here. We're going to talk about your evolution, your vision, your mission, and your spirituality with your music.
Yes.
But
so much stuff.
But how have you been?
I'm great.
Great. Glad to have you here in the koolbreeze stratosphere. Oh yeah. But before we get into the meat of things, what's a normal day? What's a normal day for you outside of music?
Oh my goodness. Well, I have a 9-year-old son. Like that, it sounds like he's turning 30.
Okay.
Very smart young man.
Right.
So we wake up quite early in the morning, and he has to get to school.
Right.
And he's also plays rep team hockey, so we're quite busy with that. We've actually been at the arena every day this week.
Okay.
So it's a quite busy life. Sometimes I'm in the studio doing recordings, or I'm just doing mundane things around the house, whatever.
Great. Now, where did your love and passion come from with music, and how did that influence your style as a musician?
Well, I grew up in the church.
Okay.
So I started going to church from a very, very young age, and the music at a gospel Pentecostal type of church is quite amazing, right? Everyone's just singing from their heart, their soul. You can feel it. So I loved music from then, and then of course from the house. Saturday mornings, cleaning the house, and my mom spinning the records. I remember listening to like Gregory Isaacs and Michael Jackson, and all those records were spinning at the house during Saturday morning cleaning the house.
Right.
I don't even know if young people even remember that.
I remember.
Young people actually, right? So that, and I just have a love for music in general.
That's great. Tell us, who was instrumental in shaping your musical career?
Well, I think, even though I may sound very young, I'm a bit older, so I say that you get shaped in your life when it comes to music by all aspects as you're growing up. And I must say that my first teacher in music, Marlene Dixon, started me out singing. And she was our music director at the church at the time, and she was the one who got me singing. And when I was about 6 years old, she had me sing the first song at church. It's a solo piece, and I remember hearing the congregation going, "Encore, encore!" Just Jamaican church, "Encore!" and I did not understand what encore meant, so I just looked over at her, and she said, "Sing it again." And I said, "Oh, okay." But everybody was up, they had the hats on in church, and so I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. And then people kept requesting me to sing and stuff like that. So Whitney Houston, when she first came out,
what a voice. What a voice.
I played that record non-stop. I think my mom was going to just have a breakdown with me, because that's all I would play. And I would
you killed it.
Totally, I totally killed it.
There were no grooves. There was no grooves in the record.
Yeah, the record was just,
I can dig it.
And she really had a big influence on me singing as well, and how to show that passion and emotion when you're singing, because you could hear it in everything that she does, and I try to mimic that.
Right.
And I just loved her. Like that.
Now tell us, do you play an instrument?
I play a couple of instruments. I play drums.
Nice.
And I do play piano. I'm not a great piano player, but I can get my way through.
You're better on drums?
Yeah, I think I am better on drums. I would love to learn how to play bass.
Oh, I love bass.
I love bass. Like when you look at, Taste of Honey, she would play bass, or Patrice Rushen. Forget-me-nots. There's something sexy about it.
We're going to talk about that.
Playing bass.
Yes, instrument in general. It's this. You know what? I always wondered what that great fascination with a woman on stage, and it just encapsulates a man and just draws his soul.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh my God, I want to go up on stage and just hug that woman and just kiss her. And just, I want to marry you or something.
Yeah.
This crazy thing goes through your head.
Oh, yes.
What is that fascination with fans?
Man.
When you put it out there and you put it real good.
Well, I think it connects our souls in a way, right? Because as a musician, we are pretty much displaying all our feelings. We're putting it all on the stage, right? So whatever we're feeling, if we're feeling sadness, if we're feeling joy, if we're feeling happiness, there's a connection with somebody, and people relate to that. We all have the same emotions that we go through. So something with music, when the artist is singing it or playing it, performing it, whatever, that's how fans become fanatics.
Right.
They just, they're in awe.
And I got to share this story with you. Years ago, somewhere in the 80s, I almost, with the mesmerization of musicians, I almost lost to glamour girls, but let me be clear.
Yes.
I recovered them. I know,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, this is it. I know music is all about the rhythm, harmony, melody, expression, tell a full story, which is paramount with music today. And some of the stuff I'm seeing and hearing.
You mean today's
music? It seems to be, there's a lot of benign mediocrity.
Okay.
With the music, you wonder what direction this thing is going, because if you remember Motown and Philly Soul and the new, and they had writers. When they wrote, it was timeless. You want to get the album, you want to go to the concert, you want to read everything about these art. Today, some of the stuff it's hard to say. I can't absorb it. It's just a different direction.
We are in the same boat.
Okay.
In regards to that. I'm quite disheartened as to how things are going with the music industry, because there is not enough attention on writing a song and having meaning behind it, rather than just throwing a song out there. And I think, unfortunately, it's money that's driving the industry more than creativity.
Right.
And so you'll find with the music industry, according to the labels and stuff, they're just throwing out artists left, right, and center. Some of these artists you can't even remember after a year or two of them being on the radio. You're like, but if you go to a throwback party and they play a song, you're like, whatever happened to that person? But when you think of people like Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight in the Pips, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, they've been able to be like in every decade transform, right? And even the younger kids who weren't even born when their music was around
still pick up on what they were doing
and know their music and love their music. So I think that there's more of the real music, I call it real music, authentic music, happening more at festivals. If you go to the blues festivals and jazz festivals around town, you'll hear the real music. And people are loving it, but I just wish that the music industry would grab a hold of that again and stop trying to what would I call it? It's like that conveyor line belt.
I call it microwave music.
Right. You just everybody sounds the same.
We scraped in 50 million 1 week.
Exactly.
Get us some more.
Get us some more. Okay, we're done with you. You can't do it anymore. Somebody else that looks like this person, and it's just unfortunate.
Craziness. And what bothers me is that two things with music. When an artist like yourself and some of the people I had on Radoregent and masters of the past, they go and they write a song, and if that didn't hit right, they would go back, spend 6 months, master the beat to go with the music and all this stuff. Now you hear people come rah 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 he, and with a beat, and they're scraping in millions of dollars. They're throwing money in the bed with a bunch of sexy girls and showing off, drinking $5,000 of champagne and pouring on girls. It's madness.
It is madness.
And meanwhile, artists who's struggling with the craft, with a love, passion, and a rhythm, harmony, a melody, and they're struggling just to get that out. But like Michael Dunstan said, you gotta perform, and then you really get tested. and you fall on the wayside.
That's exactly what happens, right? And there are people that still love, like you and I, and many others, the music that people take the time and just write the song.
Right.
So it's still out there. I would definitely tell those artists to continue pushing it out. Because
tell me, Quisha Wint, for those of us who just joining us at Radoregent, Quisha Wint is in the studio at Radoregent with
Holla!
the koolbreeze experience.
We're having a party.
So tell me, when you were coming up, who were some of the artists that fascinated you? Said, like, I wanted to be like, I love their music. Throw some names out
Whitney
there.
Houston, for sure. Anita Baker. Patti LaBelle.
Voice.
The voice, the range. She still has that range. It's like she's ageless. Her voice is ageless. Who else?
There's so many great
Stevie
ones.
Wonder. Billy Ocean. Can you believe? I love
Caribbean boy.
What? You know?
He's got music, man. Like,
there'll be sad songs to make you cry. I love that song.
oh, you already sent chills down my spine. Wow. It's not, let me ask you, if the music industry was a patient, what bill of health would you give it?
I would say it's a very slow death, palliative care.
Well said.
Palliative care. Very slow though. Kind of painless. Give it some medication, to but it's sad.
Right. Tell us, when you are alone practicing, doing your vocals, please tell us about that intimacy.
I just look, I actually practice in front of my mirror.
Yes.
Because I want to see my facial expressions, what I'm doing. And I think when I'm practicing, I have to take in the song as if it's mine. So, even if it's my song, of course I know my own songs, but if I'm practicing another artist's song, I pretty much take it in as if it's my own song and try and put my twist on it, throw in my Quisha soul on it. And that's how I go about it all the time.
All right, I've got to ask you, when you're performing and you're on stage and you hit the crowd with something and they give you back that energy and that moment of magic, what's that like? Take us there.
There's nothing like it. There is nothing like it. It's so electrifying. You feel like you could just jump right into the audience and just have a big group hug. It's like.
So what you're saying, it's similar to the koolbreeze experience.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's just, there's no other feeling like it. When you're getting that kind of support and that energy from the crowd,
wow, magic.
You just feel like you're elevated
to another stratosphere.
Yeah, it's. I always tell people that the stage is my home.
Thank you very much.
I feel so comfortable being on it.
Right.
However, though, it's funny, when I am in an intimate setting amongst family and friends, I am the most nervous person you could ever, freaks me out. And I think it's because I know they know me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do anything wrong in front of them, and I feel like I'm going to get criticized more. I don't know what it is, but these are the people that love me even more.
But you can't show that fear on stage.
No. But the thing is, I always tell artists, up and coming artists, who ask me, do you still get nervous? I said, I get nervous every time I go on stage. And I said, if that stops, then I need to find a new job.
Wow.
Because that keeps you humble.
Right. Okay.
Keeps you humble.
I read
and I think once that goes, you become a bit cocky, maybe a little egotistical. And you don't you don't give 110% on stage then, because you're like, oh, I already got this made already.
Money,
so what's the point, right? It's not even about the money per se. It's just that I'm going on stage and that's about it. Right. So I would prefer, like, I just love it. And I said, if God takes away that nervousness from me, like, sometimes I feel sick, utterly sick before I go on stage.
Butterflies.
Yeah, butterflies. You're like, but you push right through that.
Good.
And you're, for some reason, you go at 110%. You give more than 100
right
when you're at that state.
Right.
And it just blows people away. And then you blow yourself away.
Right. Now, tell me, I know everybody has a very different definition. What is your definition of musical success?
Musical success for me is the fact that you're able to do music. You don't have to be a star. If you're looking to be a star, you're going to fail immediately. That's not successful. So for me, this, for instance, my CD, The Journey, I did that out of, I had a hard time in my life about a few years ago, and I decided I need to pen this and pretty much put a legacy on this.
Okay.
And when I did this to me was called my second baby. I had no idea where this was going to go. I just did it for me,
right,
and my son and my family. And then all of a sudden, songs getting played on the radio. I did a CD release, and that to me was amazing. But it wasn't my goal.
Okay.
So you need to, when you're writing music, write it for yourself, not write it for anybody else.
Right.
Do it for yourself, and that's success on its own. The minute you start to think, I need to be a star, and my goal is I am going to be playing at the ACC.
A truckload of money coming in.
Which is nothing wrong with that, saying I would love to play at the ACC one day. However, but if that's your only goal, you're not going to see success.
Wow. Now, can you tell the fans where can your CDs be purchased?
You can purchase it online at iTunes and also CD Baby, and you can also just visit my website, which is www.quishawint.com, and that's QUISHAWINT.com, and you just send me an email and I will send you a CD, a hard copy, because I know I love having a hard copy CD so I can read the notes and stuff. You miss that on iTunes and CD Baby.
Now, tell the fans out there where you're going to be playing next.
I'm actually playing tomorrow.
Where?
At the Jamaican Canadian Association.
Where's that again?
It's on Arrow Road, out by 400, Highway 400.
Is that going to the airport soon?
Yes. But it's just off of Finch,
so
Arrow Road. And so the Jamaican Canadian Association, the Spelling Bee of Canada is having their 30th anniversary.
Okay.
And I used to be a part of the Spelling Bee competitions back in the day. And so Julie Spence, who's the director, and she would have me sing at these events as well, and so she's asking me to come and sing so that they can portray, this is one of our students, one of our very own now, look what she's doing in her life. And so I'm honored to sing at that. It is a fundraiser, and it starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 to 6 p.m. So find yourself there.
Okay. All right, thanks. I like that. Quisha, how long have you been in the music business?
Quite some time. I think I've been in it since I would say 11 years old, but formally I believe since I was 18, 17, 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Now, for decades, artists has been plagued with nightmarish contracts. The music industry seems like a Ponzi scheme. What's your take on that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is, because it's the industry is not a win for the artist. It's more money making for the executives, the CEOs.
Off your labor.
That's right. And they keep pushing you. I actually equate it to slavery. Right? And this is why a lot of artists have gone on their own, gone indie, and are doing it on their own.
Right.
Because the labels, how artists do become successful with the labels is because the labels are putting money behind you with promotion, advertising, your project.
Right.
You're in nice big studios, but nowadays people can do it on their own.
Find other avenues too.
Yeah, a lot more work, but now we have social media that can help advertise, and so yeah, I just equate it to that, which is sad.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like that. If people were not so greedy,
right,
in those roles, we could be a win-win. You know.
I gotta ask you, Quisha, how important is image in music?
Well, it depends on the genre of music you're doing.
Okay.
Right. I think I think it's very important.
Okay.
Your image and how you portray yourself. I think if you're talking about how people dress, I'm like, that's their own thing. That's you could be your own fashion,
and it works for them.
person. Yeah, and it works for them. Whatever. But people are highly influential and are role models. Even though if they don't feel they are or should be, they are role models when you're in the music industry, because everyone's looking at you.
Right.
So it is important how you are and what your values are and what you're doing out there.
How does a musician monetize intellectual property in a manner where the artist gets paid fairly?
Well, make sure you sign good contracts.
Okay.
And make proper business deals.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. And did you ever envision, after all these years in the music, you'll be where you're at today?
No.
No.
I just love to sing, and I think when you have that passion and that drive, it will take you to places that you never thought you would ever go. And people do, when they do see that passion. For instance, I've been to the Junos 3 times.
Okay.
And one of the times I sang backups for Captain Kurt.
Wow.
William Shatner.
Wow, yes.
He was
Good
the
Canadian.
host. Yeah. Host for the Junos, and that was in 2012. And then this past year, actually in April, I sang backups for the country artist Dean Brody. And so when people see that in you, they tend to gravitate towards you and say, let's hire you to do this, let's hire you to do that. And I think I don't limit. I have not limited myself to I'm just an artist and I'm only singing my
Diversified.
stuff. I love singing background vocals. Why would I take that away from myself? Right? Singing background vocals for another artist. I love to sing, and I think there's an art form to background singing. So yeah, I just never thought I would ever make it here, but I knew I'd make it somewhere.
I hear you. The dream.
Yeah.
The dream. Now, is there one thing you could change about the music industry? What would that be?
Just how they are pumping out these new artists so quickly and not paying attention to artists that are creative and different music. Everything sounds the same to me right now. The same
repetitive.
beats, very repetitive,
monotonous.
Yes, the same beats,
nerve-wracking.
the same beats. Rappers are kind of rapping the same way, same flow.
Wow.
Songs are sounding very similar. That's the one thing I would change is, bring back the creativity.
Yes.
Allow artists to be artists. Like, think of when Stevie Wonder wrote The Key of Life.
Oh, and even the albums before, Inner Visions.
Yeah.
The songbook.
Who's writing that now?
Talking Book.
Yeah.
Talking Book. Albums
Some
are
of my
masterpieces.
Who is writing like that now? And the industry, record industry says, here, we'll give you money. We're gonna, no. Now they're in control. They're like, no, you're an artist, and this is what we want you to do.
Do as you're told. Wow.
How is that being creative?
No, it can't be. It can't be. Now, when all is said and done, how would you like to be remembered with your music?
That I sang with my heart on my sleeve. That I'm passionate about life, and that people knew that I loved life and I loved people.
Wow, that's great. Now, any shout outs you want to send to friends, family, and whatever?
Oh yeah,
let's plug it in there. Let's plug it in there.
I'd love to shout out
Quisha,
my sister Kim, who's listening, and all my friends that are listening. I can't name all of you right now. My church people, Unionville Alliance Church, my son Jordan, and and my mom and dad. Hi.
Quisha is on the Cool Breeze Experience as we speak. Now, I've got to tell you, it's been an honor and a pleasure having you at Radoregent. Thank you for stopping by at the Cool Breeze Experience. Thanks for showing your love to the city and Radoregent, which manifests in our greatness.
Thank you.
And when I'm done here, we're gonna do part 2 with my girl, Diva D, of the interview, and we're gonna have fun. You know how we do it, and I hope to see you again, and so on and so such.